I am a sound and performance artist, composer, producer, and I construct invisible worlds or new spaces in order for people to have a space to contemplate and exist in places beyond what we know. So my practice is generally a spiritual practice, and I use my body and experiences in order to direct the sound or performances that I compose. I'm kind of drawing on ancient research or knowledge into belief systems and creating an omni-world or an omniverse for all of them to exist in. I work with an alias or an alter ego or alternate entity, as I prefer to call her or them, the silent songstress. She or they was born in this idea of shadow or darkness, darkness being all-encompassing or all-absorbing. The scientific quality of blackness is that it can absorb many different spectrums of light, but I feel like blackness still has an atmosphere or an emotional quality, and she or they, the silent songstress, embodies that and draw on the lights that come from sharing these spaces in performance. My music is actually, it's a form of living, so it's like a form of existing for me, and also it's an inquiry for me to almost reach or exist in a place that doesn't exist. That's my way of escaping or looking for purpose beyond what we know.
I'm Marlon Bemba, my artist name is Marla Ketha, and I'm a DJ, a bassist, a producer, and a chemistry student at the moment. The thing that drives me really is it's just like a feeling of wanting, like quite a spontaneous feeling of wanting to produce something. I'll like listen to a track and it will just inspire me, or like something will click, it'll be like a rhythm or the bass line or anything in it, and it'll just make me want to sit down for a whole day and just like work. Almost like bursting with an idea, and it's like I have to get it out, like even if it's like a little voice note. Like I have a lot of really crunchy voice notes for me, like beatboxing, like a little rhythm or like a bass line. Or like I have an idea for a beat, like listen to like a lot of, especially like Brazilian music, and it will inspire me to want to sample a section for like a hip hop beat or a house track. And it's just, yeah, kind of the feeling of wanting to like share this thing. Yeah, I love using, I love being able to use other people's ideas. Kind of feels like a sense of community, and it's been really, like producing has been really refreshing for me. And just knowing that I have my own musical voice. The way my brain works, it's very like scientific, very like almost mathematical. And yeah, just learning that like my degree really, like chemistry and maths, can really ties into my music still. Yeah, all the facets of my existence really like tie in to make my music what it is, really.
My name is Medis. I make beats and I DJ a lot, and I put on nights. The beats I make span from Memphis-inspired kind of like trappy stuff, and also very atmospheric kind of floaty stuff. If I'm going out to record audio in places that like mean something to me, then sitting in that space at the time I'll already start building ideas. You can only work with what you've captured. So I kind of like try and remember how I felt, just the main emotion that I felt when I was sat there, and use the sounds that I've collected to try and generate how I was feeling when I was there.
Children know where they are going.
My music to me is an extension of like how I feel in that time. So if I'm happy, then like it'll be a happy vibe. I'd say usually I make music when I'm quite down or I'm sad. So it's usually quite moody music, melodic. And I just make it to make myself feel better, really. But yeah, I just kind of like a therapy, self-therapy, I guess. I like to like cover my face and like kind of like keep an area of mystery to myself, because as a female, I feel like there's an instant judge on the way I look, and like that's not part of what my music's about. I just want the music to speak for itself, and so if I can try and remove my face out of that, I will. Club music can be quite crowded and like busy and like jarring, so I want to promote like the allowance to have space and think, make music that makes people think about like what they're doing and like where they are, kind of thing.
I'm the Yard Woman, I'm 23, I'm a techno DJ and producer. Yeah, basically like when I produce and when I make music, I don't tend to like try and not overcomplicate things. So I've got like a very minimal setup, and I try and find like different quirky sounds to put into my productions. I'm very heavily influenced by like Eastern and Oriental like rhythms and sounds. And they all try to, you know, to make up this kind of symbolism and ethereal kind of mystical vibe. I make a lot of melodic techno as well, that has like roots from like South America, and yeah, like I spend a lot of time just like sourcing these sounds, reading about those cultures, and trying to like channel that vibe and that atmosphere into techno. I think what really like stuck with me was when I went to a festival, a techno festival in Croatia. It was just magical how like everyone was dancing and we're in this sort of like trans-tribal kind of feeling in the set. So everyone was like, you know, literally as one, living that experience. And I think in my productions I try to emulate that. So a thing I do is when I produce a track, I stop sometimes and I say like, you know, would people dance to the track right now? Is this still like, you know, danceable, enjoyable, and sort of, you know, making this euphoric feeling? It has to make people dance and want to move, and you've got to have that groove, and there's many ways to get that groove in a track. Put those little bits, you know, hidden layers, and yeah, make the track a banger.
My name is Tallulah Blue. I am 24 years of age. I'm originally from South Wales, and I'm a musician who does a lot of things. I do vocals, composition, and some production as well. I think my influences in music kind of came from a very eclectic and juxtaposed sides of my family while I was growing up. My mum had definitely a more like nomadic lifestyle. We had moved from Merthyr Tydfil, where my hometown is, to London, to France. I think that the nomadic lifestyle has definitely been a great one, because I've had so many influences brought to me. I always remembered with my nan, I had so many different experiences with music in so many different formats. I mean, music would be played when she was cleaning the house as a like distraction tool. She'd sing at the top of her lungs. Sometimes she'd sing lullabies to me, and ones that came from her time. My music is definitely like everything, and I think it comes into everything that I do in life. It's been a mad journey with music that kind of ties in with my multi-genre experiences and what I like to create and what I like to put out there to the world as well. Saffron have been amazing. They've been understanding, they've been patient, and I think when you're doing something for so long on your own, it can be a vulnerable experience to release that into the world. Saffron have been that supportive, driving force.
My experience at Saffron has given me the confidence to explore my own sound, made me think about wanting to connect more with other women and other people like myself. Yeah, the main thing I'd say is that it's given me just a lot of confidence to be myself and want to continue exploring that.
I'd say the Saffron experience has been really, really helpful for me. It's given me a lot of confidence in my production that I didn't really have before, especially with the commission, and be able to actually make something that I really like, weirdly.
Saffron has been amazing because I really didn't think that I could come at this from a music background, starting in fine art. They have made me believe that I can do this and made a space for me to be able to do this.
Saffron has been a really great help. It's been really refreshing to kind of have the support and kind of like a program and structure behind making a track. Saffron as a platform, giving you the tools to then, promote your track and, get it to the best level possible. So yeah, it's been a real pleasure and, a really different experience to how I would usually create a track.